Namaste and welcome to Pramanik Astrology channel. I'm your host Prasad Mahazani. Help you raise your vibrations and become your true self with the help of Vedic astrology. If you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, join my 3 hours live workshop. Link is in the description. And keep 3 hours spare. I will take you from knowing nothing about Vedic astrology to start making predictions within 3 hours, even if you have no prior background to Vedic astrology. So check out the link into the description and see you in the training. Let's talk about the first lord in the second house. Whenever we have first lord is ascendant lord, and it is the most important lord among all the houses because it represents your physical body and it also represents your orientation towards life, how you perceive this life, how would you experience this life, right? So first house is your experience of the life. Now, what happens when the lord of the first house goes into the second house? What is the second house? Second house is the house of resources, finances, and money, food. So second house is a supporting house to the first house. So second house represents all the resources required by the first house, the physical body, like money, food. Childhood friends can also be seen with the second house. Second house is also about your speech. Second house is about the tangible resources. When first lord goes into the second house, it brings in the stability. It makes that person stable and it also makes that person resourceful. The lord of the first house, the lord of the ascendant, the lord of your life focus will be in the second house of resources. So you will have multiple sources of income and it also makes this person wealthy in a practical terms. Okay, because he's a resourceful person and have all the tangible resources at his disposal to take care of the first house, to take care of the self. Now, let's talk about all the ascendants because ascendant changes the lordship and that changes the element of that planet, the test of that planet, the flavor of that planet. Let's talk about that. So, for Aries ascendant, the first lord becomes Mars and now it goes into the second house, into the sign of Taurus, into the stable sign of Taurus. The sign of Taurus is a stable sign and Mars is the planet of energy. So, these people are able to make consistent efforts to make more money. These people have the ability to work to acquire more and more resources into your life. Okay, and on the downside, these people can take rash decisions around the finances. Like they can spend money, aggressively. So they have to save money. They have to save more money. They have the ability to make a lot of money because the meaning of the word Mars is Mangal, which is good. And now it comes into the second house of your horoscope, into being the first lord and gets into the second house, makes it powerful. It energizes the second house. Okay, now let's talk about what happens when you have Taurus ascendant and the first lord goes into the second house. For Taurus ascendant, the first lord is Venus and it goes into the second house, into the sign of Gemini. Gemini is happy, vibrant, friendly, airy sign of Mercury, which is a friend of Venus. Okay, now the ascendant lord goes into the second house. It brings in the opportunities to make money through their artistic pursuits. They have the ability to make money through their arts, but more than that, the Venus itself is a natural benefic planet, which is a planet of abundance. Each planet has a different way of giving you money. Like Rahu can give you money, Venus can give you money, Saturn can give you money, and they all have their own way of giving you money or helping you get the resources. Okay, so Venus does it in abundant way. So when you have Venus placed into the second house, ascendant lord Venus goes into the second house in the sign of Gemini, is a very good placement. It makes these people friendly, and more than that, it also brings in happiness in the family. The Lord of the first house, so my life focus is going into the house of my family. The second house is the house of family. Like we are born in the first house, and now we are moving into the second house, which is immediate to the first house, which is a second house. That's why the first thing we do as of when we are born is we connect with our family, our parents, right? Then we have food, and we are growing up. Like we are getting the energy and the resources from the family, which is supporting us, which is supporting this physical body, right? So now Venus brings in abundance when it goes into the second house. Okay, it aspects the eighth house of inheritance as well, and bring in positive changes into person's life. Now let's talk about the Gemini ascendant. For Gemini ascendant, the first lord becomes Mercury, and now it goes into the second house. So Mercury goes into the sign of Cancer. So Mercury is the planet of business, and is the planet which is ruling the dual sign, and it goes into the watery sign. Okay, so the sign of Cancer is all about the fluctuation. So these people tend to have a changing relationship with the money. Okay, and it also brings in harmony in one's family. It brings in happiness in one's family. So one is more inclined to have a bond with their family. Okay, a friendly bond with the family because of the first lord Mercury going into the second house of family. Okay, and when it comes to money, Mercury is a shrewd planet. Okay, it's a business oriented planet. It connects with the people, networks with the people to make more money and create a win-win situation for both of them. Okay, so that's the characteristic of Mercury. Now let's talk about the Cancer ascendant. The lord of the Cancer ascendant, Moon goes into the sign of Leo. Moon is the planet of fluctuation, and the sign of Leo is a fixed sign. So the life force, the first house, is going into the second house and is going into the stable sign. So it brings down the fluctuation. So these people have a fixed source of income, or these people have a predictable source of income, and it is also a good sign to have a stability in life. Anytime when you have a fixed sign, 2, 5, 8, 11 are the fixed sign. Wherever you see these signs in your chart, you will see this fixed house energy, fixed sign energy into those houses. For Cancer ascendant, you can see that second house energy as the Leo fixed sign energy. When Moon is in the second house, it brings in attachment to the family. And these people cannot work well if they have some problem in their family. Let's say if somebody is not feeling well in their family, they can't focus on their work. They have that emotional attachment with their family, and they stand by for their family. Leo is the sign of stability, just like Sun. They have the commitment towards their family, and even if they have any kind of differences with their family, they will not deter from their responsibilities and duties. You will always find them doing their duties, following their duties, even if they are having any differences of opinion with their family. That's Leo sign. Leo ascendant. For Leo ascendant, the lot of the sun, lot of the first house is Sun, and it goes into the sign of Virgo. Okay, now the lot of the Sun, the stable, reliable, and planet of energy, goes into the second house, which is a earth element sign, and which is a earth element house. The second house is also a supporting house, and now it goes into the sign of Virgo. The sign of Virgo, you have to see if it is Virgottama in the D9 chart. Now it makes these now the sun in the second house makes these people dutiful again towards their family, and more so they are great with the finances, because the sign of Virgo is also about the numbers, and the lot of the first house, the lot of your life focus is in the second house. So these people are detail oriented towards the finances. These people have greater abilities towards, you can find them picky as well at times when it is connected with the Virgo energy, but more so it is about the detail orientation, and about numbers. That's what Virgo is. And second house is about the finances, resources, and family. Okay, and childhood friends can also be seen with the second house, by the way. Okay, Virgo ascendant, first house is ruled by Mercury, goes into the second house. So when Mercury goes into the second house, it brings in all the qualities of Mercury into the second house. What is Mercury? Mercury is all about business, balance, exchange, commerce, friends, right? So these people have connection with their childhood friends. They create a lot of friends. Okay, and it also makes these people take quick decisions towards the finances. They always like to have get-togethers as well because of the Mercurian impact into the second house of family. They will always have connection with their family. They will have a friendly connection with their family. Okay, and it is also about the balance. Okay, so now in the second house we could see the energy of Venus, Mercury, and the air element balance. And you would see that when you will compare it with the Gemini ascendant, you will see that this Mercury is far more balanced in what Mercury represents, and how it gets engaged into the second house activities of the Libra. Okay, let's talk about the Libra ascendant. Libra ascendant, Venus is ruling the first house, goes into the second house of Scorpio. Okay, now when Venus goes into the second house, it brings in abundance. Okay, and for the second house, for the Libra ascendant, Venus is also ruling the 8th house of inheritance, and it goes into the second house. So this Venus has an ability to bring more money through inheritance, through insurance, through government taxes, through legacies, and through the family wealth. Okay, so this is all about the Venus as a ascendant lord of Libra goes into the second house, into the Scorpio sign. Let's talk about the Scorpio Lagna. The Scorpio Lagna, Scorpio ascendant, the Mars goes into the second house, into the Sagittarius sign. Okay, so when Mars is ruling the first house, it's all about energy, and it goes into the second house in the Jupiter ruled sign. Second house is the house of supporting. So again, whenever the Mars energy is connected with the finance houses, what are the finance houses? The Artha Trikona houses, 2, 6, 10. 10 is also Upacha house, so it is different altogether, and Mars does well there. But when it comes to the second house or the sixth house, you have to be careful when you are dealing with the finances. You have to be, you have to save a lot of money. You don't have to be spending a lot of money. You have to control your spendings when Mars is associated with the second. Okay, so yes, but again, the Sagittarius sign brings in the fire. The energetic Mars gets the motivation, inspiration, and the fiery energy of Sagittarius, and is inspired to make more money. Okay, have a lot of inspiring friends and mentors in early childhood. Okay, now let's talk about the Sagittarius ascendant. A lot of the Sagittarius, which is I was about to say Mercury, but it is Jupiter, goes into the second house of Capricorn and gets debilitated. Woo! Jupiter is also ruling the fourth house. So 2 of the Kendra houses are ruled by Jupiter and goes into the second house and into the sign of Capricorn. So I love whenever I see a connection of a planet associated with finance with the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so I see Capricorn as a materialistic sign determined to get ahead in life. So when the first lord goes into the second house, doesn't matter even if it is debilitated, these people make progress, make financial progress in their life, and they take their families ahead in their life. They might have humble beginnings, but they will bring in, they make progress in their life. They bring in that um, continuous financial progress for their families and take their financial um, progress to the next level as a family. Okay, so when for Sagittarius ascendant, even though this is getting debilitated, this will support, and these people will be considered as a dependable person who is a resourceful person and who is also have a wisdom. Jupiter is the planet of wisdom, goes into the sign of finances. So these people are great with finances. They might have a career around the finance, or they would be considered as a great financial planners as well, because they have the wisdom of the financial planning. Okay, and when the Jupiter energy is debilitated, it brings in more practicality. Okay, otherwise Jupiter is all about looking beyond this realm, things which are away from this realm, the ninth house things, the 12th house things, right? And this Capricorn energy brings down this Jupiter to the reality, and then it creates a different level of a financial wizard, I would say. Okay, who is capable of making more money. Now let's talk about the Capricorn ascendant. The Capricorn ascendant, the lord of the Saturn, lord is Saturn, and goes into the another sign of Aquarius, the second house. Aquarius is the sign of letting go. So when your ascendant lord is in the second house or in the sign of Aquarius, what it does is you are not connected with your money. Like, you don't feel attached to your money. You get a lot of money, but you always feel, you're ready to give away your money as a charity, or to the family members or those who need your money. You're more than happy to help them. That gives you that feeling of helping the underprivileged people or those who are in need. Okay, so you use your money to help others. So the sign of Aquarius is the sign of letting go and is associated with the second house. Okay, and now that energy is associated with your house of finance. Okay, Aquarius ascendant, let's talk about it. The sign of Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and now that lord goes into the second house. Whenever Saturn goes into the second house, it brings in responsibility. Okay, so you have a lot of responsibilities towards your family and towards providing other people sometimes. Okay, it doesn't mean that you won't have money. In fact, you will have a lot of money and you will have to take care of others. Like, you have a company and you have a staff of 100 people and you have to pay them every month, right? So this responsibility can be a very good sign when Saturn is in the second house. And it also makes that 12th lord is also ruled by Saturn and goes into the second house. So these people, when Aquarius ascendant, you have second house Saturn, it also makes these people earn money from the foreign sources. This Saturn also makes an aspect on the second house, and it brings money from the foreign sources. Let's talk about the Pisces ascendant. For Pisces ascendant, the first lord Jupiter goes into the second house, into the sign of Aries. Aries again is a fiery sign of aggression, but it is more of a sign which is curious to start something new, learn something new, and always experiment. So when Jupiter goes into the second house in the sign of Aquarius, these people have the wisdom of the Jupiter and have the ability to experiment with their finances. It also creates harmony in their family life and create great bonds with other people, especially their childhood friends. Okay, so yes, this was first lord into the second house for all 12 ascendants, as much as I could hold grasp and share with you guys. If you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, watch these two videos on your screen, sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibrations. Check out my free learning as well. See you in the next videos. Love and peace. Namaste.